Hey everybody, welcome to the Smrack. This is Mars here, and today we're going to do a review of The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. They're coming back once again to Amazon Prime, and let's take a look and see what is going on.
War has come to Middle-earth.
Okay, it is looking, there's going to be a lot of battles coming up.
This is the work of Sauron.
And it looks as though
armies
Sauron
cannot
is taking an
defeat him.
active part in the fighting.
Once the deceiver obtains a being's trust, he gains the ability to sculpt their very thoughts.
Rings of Power seems to be coming in.
You are wise
Being
to fear
handed out.
these rings. In Sauron's hands, they could work an evil beyond reckoning.
Aegion must not fall. It would be a mortal blow for all Middle-earth.
Sooner or later, Sauron's eye bores a hole. The rest of him slithers in.
You sought peace. I gave it to you. This is hardly a gift. What have you done to me?
What have you done to me?
Who are you? Truly, I am the one keeping the storm at bay.
Sauron is my enemy as much as yours. I can help you destroy him.
I will not stop until this is put right.
Every soul in the seen or unseen world will know that it was you who was the architect of their demise.
At this moment, the great tale of our age is being written.
All the elements. Giants. It's like
You think it was only you who put yourself in my power? Galadriel.
Okay, whoa, what a trailer. And I got to tell you, I am interested. But let's start talking about, let's breaking down some of the key issues here. I'm not going to remember all the names, so I'm not even going to attempt to do it. Lord of the Rings is probably one of the most popular fantasy series of all time. Lord of the Rings helped to spawn a whole bunch of other series going forward. Any fantasy genre, any fantasy TV, movie, show, books that came out. Lord of the Rings, of course, is the epitome of all fantasy series that there ever was, right? But we've seen the Jackson's version of the films that he made, and they were fantastic. I mean, bar none, they were some of the best fantasy films that were ever put together at any time. And when they came out, they were humongous hits. They also did the what is the name of the show? They did The Hobbit, and that was also a huge hit. Not quite as big as the first three, but definitely a very good, solid series. And the only issue that we had with it is that in the book is like this small, and they were able to expand it to 3 whole series. They found material somewhere, but it was entertaining. Now we have Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, which is an extremely interesting show. But, you know, it's like, I'm going to watch it. It doesn't matter what happens, because I love the fantasy genre. I love reading this stuff. Lord of the Rings, I mean, is the precursor to some of the most popular series ever. Game of Thrones, you know, huge influence there. If you like the series that we talk about right now, the Dune, you can see influences of it there. You see influences in other properties. Look at Star Wars. So it wasn't just to the fantasy genre itself. It just went all over. But I think the key thing here, and I think that's what's holding back this particular series, is that sometimes I don't think much people know about it. It just seems extremely dense for people to come into this particular series. They want to make it like Game of Thrones, which it seems to, even though there's a lot of lore, it's pretty dense in and of itself, it seems to be much more accessible. And I'm not sure what it is that's holding that particular series back compared to the rest, compared to this. Because Amazon has put tons of money into it. And as you see in this series right here, I mean, come on, the fight scenes look off the chain. I'm just hoping that now people are going to help to discover it, and they're going to say, hey, we want to see more of this. Another series that I think that's been underlooked is The Wheel of Time, but I think they've done a better job of having it more exposed relative to this particular series. Now, I'm not sure, and of course, Amazon has both series, you know. This is like, if you want classic fantasy, this is it. Wheel of Time is also classic, but there's changes, you know, in the history that they come from the future and they come to the past. There's different ages. It's a different system there. This one is much darker. I think Wheel of Time, it does have its dark aspects, but I think it's also a much brighter, a younger cast, I feel. And I think that in this, I'm not saying that they have to do the exact same thing. I think they need to focus on bringing these characters out and making them much more presentable. Because, you know, Lord of the Rings, there's so much material, a lot of great material, but you have to decide what you want to do. It's going to piss off tons of people, but hey, what are you going to do, right? So all I'm saying is that I'm hoping the second season really does a good job. I think the first season was an interesting starting off point, but I think the pacing needed to pick up a little bit more. And it looks like in this trailer that the pacing is going to be picked up. I think now that we have Sauron fully revealed and everybody knows who's Sauron, probably that'll help to focus anybody's energy on who the big bad is and how they can stop him. And lastly, the very fact that the rings are now in play makes a huge difference. I mean, this is why we're watching Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. How did it all happen? So, hey, I'm excited. I think you should be excited, and I hope we give this particular series a chance. Smarz here, Spinner Rack, out.